Welcome to the sixth lecture of module 4. The module 4 is on absorption. In our previous lecture, we have discussed the different correlations for mass transfer coefficients in packed hours. And another topic we have discussed is the height equivalent So, that is we call HETP concept. So, HETP is basically the ratio of height of packing in a packed hour with the number of ideal plates required to do a given job. HETP is equal to Z by NT. So, in this lecture we will discuss the tray tower design, absorption in tray towers. We will discuss the McCabe-Thiele method of diagram, where we can calculate graphically the number of ideal trays required to do a given job. So, this McCabe-Thiele method of operations is applicable only when the operating line for an absorber is straight. This is a plate columns for an absorber, where we have used NP number of trays and the inlet of gas and liquid is shown over here. It is counter current flow, and the gas which is coming out at the top of the tower and the liquid which is coming out at the bottom of the tower is given. So, the trays are numbered from the top to bottom, and for the McCabe-Thiele diagram we require that the operating line should be straight, and this require two important assumptions. One is the energy balance should be automatically satisfied, and second assumption is that the liquid flow rate by vapor flow rate that means L by G should be constant. In order to satisfy the first assumptions, that is the energy balance should be automatically valid, it requires that the heat of absorption is negligible. Heat of absorption is negligible, and the operation is isothermal. Isothermal operation. And this is usually valid when the gas and liquid streams are both fairly dilute solutions. In that case, these assumptions are valid. If we define the flow rate for liquid is L and for gas is G in terms of mole per hour, this will be convenient rather than per unit cross sectional area hour meter square. We also desire that the operating line should be straight, and this will be true only when if we define L by G is equal to moles of non-volatile solvent, that is per hour divided by moles of insoluble carrier gas per hour. So, we have to assume solvent is non-volatile, solvent is non-volatile, and second, carrier gas is insoluble, carrier gas is insoluble. So, based on these two assumptions, we can write LNP liquid outlet LNP from nth plate would be equal to Lj, J at any plate liquid flow rate will be equal to L0, which will be equal to L and equal to constant. Similarly, if we do the mass balance for carrier gas, then GNP plus 1 would be Gj, would be G1, would be G is equal to constant. Now, we will derive the general equations for this general flow diagram. Inlet liquid is L0, inlet gas is GNP plus 1, the outlet liquid is equal to LNP and outlet gas is G1. So, making an overall material balance, overall material balance over all stages we can write L0 plus GNP plus 1 is equal to LNP plus G1, and overall component balance would be L0 x naught plus GNP plus 1 YNP plus 1 is equal to L NP x NP plus G1 Y1. Capital X and capital Y are the mole ratios. Now, if we do the total material balance over first n stages, total material balance balance over first n stages, we can write L naught plus G n plus 1 is equal to L n plus G 1. And if we do a component balance over the first n stages, it will give L naught x naught plus G n plus 1 capital Y n plus 1 is equal to G 1 Y 1 plus L n x n. Now, if we solve for y n plus 1, this would be L n x n divided by G n plus 1 plus G 1 y 1 minus L naught x naught divided by G n plus 1. This is the very important material balance equations for an tray absorber, and this is known as the equation of operating line. Now, if we apply the earlier assumptions, the assumption is that constant molar overflow rate, that is all L will be constant and G will be constant. So, if we apply that, then we can write Y n plus 1 would be equal to L by G x n plus y 1 minus L by G x naught. So, this is the equation of a straight line. With a slope of L by G and intercept of y 1 minus L by G x naught. And if we plot y versus x, it will generate the McCabe-Thiele type of diagram. This is the diagram. So, we have the equations y n plus 1 is equal to L by G into x n plus y 1 minus L by G x naught, and slope is L by G or Ls by Gs, L by G, and intercept is y 1 minus L by G x naught. This is the equations of operating line, and this is the equilibrium line. To solve McCabe-Thiele diagram for a particular system, we should have the equilibrium data of the solutes in the gas and liquid phases. The general procedure to follow for the McCabe-Thiele diagram, first we have to plot equilibrium line y versus capital X, and here we have to convert mole fraction to mole ratio, fraction to ratios. Second, we know the value of x naught y n p plus 1 y 1 and L by G. These are known. So, first this equilibrium line is drawn and then we know this data. Then from point x naught y 1 we can get the point over here, locate this, L by G is the slope. So, plot operating line. So, this is the operating line and then from stage 1 draw a line. So, then equilibrium, then operating and then equilibrium. So, this will give a stage, number of stages required. Between operating and equilibrium line. So, now let us take an example how to solve using the McCabe-Thiele diagram. Here ammonia is to be absorbed from air mixture counter currently in a plate column, similar to the earlier examples we have discussed in case of packed column. Ammonia concentration is to be reduced from 10 mole percent to 1 mole percent and the inlet water and gas rate are respectively 500 and 400 kg per meter square second. Calculate the number of actual plates required for the absorber. Equilibrium data for the system at 20 degree centigrade and 1 atmosphere pressure which is given, and molar masses of air, ammonia and water are 29, 17 and 18 kg per mole, and then plate efficiency is given as 70% for all plates in plate columns. So, we have to calculate the number of actual plates required for the absorbers. So, initially we have to calculate the number of ideal plates required. So, we assume that solubility of air in water is negligible. Compared to ammonia. So, the molecular weight of inlet gas we can calculate, which is 90% air, 0.9 into 29 plus 10% ammonia into 17. So, which is about 27.8 kg per k mole. Now, the gas flow rate G 1 would be 400 divided by the average molecular weight of the gas is 27.8 is equal to 14.3 0.39 kmol per meter square second. Now, out of this 14.39, 90% is here. So, the air at the inlet is equal to 14.39 into 0.9 is equal to 12.95 kmol per meter square second. Ammonia in the feed at the inlet is equal to 14.39 into 0.1, which is 1.439 kmol per meter square second, ammonia inlet rate. So, then we can calculate G 2, which is air is 12.95 plus 1.439 into 0.1. So, this is equal to 13.09 kmol per meter square second. So, the inlet liquid is pure water, inlet liquid is pure water. So, L 2 would be 500 by 18, which is 27.78 kmol per meter square second. Therefore, L 1 would be L 2 plus G 1 minus G 2. So, which is equal to 27.78 plus 14.39 minus 13.09. So, which is equal to 29 kmol per meter square second. So, if we compare the liquid flow rate at the top and bottom of the tower, we can calculate L 2 by G 2, which would be 27.78 divided by 13.09, which is equal to 2.12, and L 1 by G 1 would be 29 divided by 14.39 would be equal to 2.02, and the average would be 2.12 plus 2.02 divided by 2, which is around 2.07. With this ratio, we can approximate that the average L by G would be 2.07, and we know that Y 1 is 0.1, which is 10% ammonia, and Y 2 is equal to 0.01, which is 1% ammonia, and the liquid solvent is solute free, liquid water is solute free. Therefore, x 2 would be 0. So, now if we convert this to mole ratio, we will have capital Y 1 would be small y 1 by 1 minus y 1, which is equal to 0.1 divided by 1 minus 0.1, which is 0.12, and y 2 would be y 2 divided by 1 minus y 2 would be 0.01 divided by 1 minus 0.01, which would be 0.0101, and capital X 2 would be 0, since x 2 is 0. If we do the overall material balance, we can write the equation of operating line L by G into capital X 1 minus X 2 would be y 1 minus y 2. So, from this we know this is 2.07 into x 1 minus 0 is equal to 0.12 minus 0.0101. So, from this x 1 would be 0.053. Now, if we plot the graph between the operating line and equilibrium line, this is based on the equilibrium data which is given. This is equilibrium line and this is operating line. And if we draw a line between equilibrium and operating line, there will be ideal number of stage, ideal number of stages would be approximately equal to 3.5, and the plate efficiency is given which is equal to 70%. So, total number of actual plates would be 3.5 divided by 0.7, which is 5. 5 numbers of stages are required. Now, we will discuss the absorption in tray columns, where not single components, but multi components are involved. So, multi component absorption and stripping, when we see that there are more than one soluble components in gas or more than one volatile component in the liquid phase, then this is multi component systems, and in this case, for design, the outlet liquid temperature as well as compositions must be known. Outlet gas temperature should be estimated, and complete outlet gas compositions with respect to all components be estimated at the beginning. Now, the quantities which are generally fixed for any absorber design is the first is the rate of flow, compositions and temperature of the entering gas. Then composition and temperature of entering liquid, not the liquid flow rate. Then what pressure the column operates, and third any heat loss or heat gain. So, the principal variables which are still remain are the liquid flow rate or the gas liquid ratio, the number of ideal trays and the fractional absorption of any one component. So, if we fix any of these two, then the third will be automatically fixed. Now, to do the design, the outlet gas compositions, outlet gas compositions and temperature must be guessed. And this should be checked at the end of the calculation. So, this is not very simple procedure. So, until unless we have some preliminary data or the basic guidelines to guess the compositions and the temperature, this is very difficult and very complicated procedure for doing the trial and error method. So, to get a basic idea and some approximate procedure are already discussed, like for constant absorption factor, one is the Kremscher equation. Kremscher equations. This is for the constant absorption factor, and second one is the Horton and Franklin method. Horton and Franklin method. This is for variable absorption factor. Now, for multi-component absorber, there are many components which can transfer between gas and liquids. So, it is very difficult to get the inside gas and liquid flow rates based on the compositions inside the tower and in each tray. So, it is better to define them based on the inlet and outlet terms. So, for any component in liquid leaving any tray n, we can write x n dash would be moles of component in tray n divided by moles of liquid entering. So, which is equal to x n L n divided by L 0, and similarly for gas we can write y n dash y n g n by g n p plus 1, where x n and y n are the usual mole fraction. Now, for the tray absorber, if we do the material balance for any tray n, material balance for any component for tray n. So, this is the material balance equation, then equilibrium relation, which is y n is equal to m n x n, and if we substitute the equilibrium relation, the earlier equations, then we will get y n g n p plus 1 by y n is equal to m n x n dash L naught by L n. Similarly, for tray n minus 1, we can write this is the equation, and then we can obtain x n dash is this and x n dash minus 1 is this. Now, after substitute x n and x n minus 1 dash, we can get y n would be y dash n plus 1 plus a n minus 1 y n minus 1 dash by 1 plus a n, where a n is the absorption factor and a n minus 1 is the for tray n and this is for tray n minus 1. So, if we consider n is equal to 1, then we can obtain y 1 is equal to y 2 dash plus a naught y naught dash by 1 plus a 1 for n is equal to 1, that is single tray. Similarly, we can obtain y naught is equal to this and a naught y naught would be this. So, from this if we substitute these two over here a naught y naught, then we can obtain y 1 dash is equal to y 2 dash L naught x naught dash by g n p plus 1 by 1 plus a 1. If we take n is equal to 2, that is 2 tray, then y 2 is like this. If we substitute the earlier equations, so this will be y 2 would be this. And similarly, for n is equal to 3, we can obtain y 3 dash is this. For n is equal to n p number of trays, so y n p similarly we can obtain is this. And in order to eliminate y n p dash, we can do the component material balance. Component material balance inside the absorber. So, we can get L naught is into x n p dash minus x naught would be equal to g n p plus 1 y n p plus 1 dash minus y 1 dash. Now, if n is equal to n p, then we can obtain y n p dash is this. Now, if we eliminate from these two relation, if we eliminate x n p dash and then if we substitute the earlier equations y n p dash equations, then we can obtain the equation for absorber. So, this is the absorber equations and this is called expression for fractional absorption. Fractional absorption of any component. Similarly, for stripper also, this is the fractional desorption or stripping for any component. Now, this different L by G ratio tray temperature. These are necessary to calculate H and S. If the liquid is non-ideal, liquid non-ideal, then it requires the liquid compositions on the tray. Composition on the tray is required. Similarly, for gas phase, if the gas phase is non-ideal, the similar thing is valid. So, therefore, the equations we derived for variable absorption factor and stripping factor is valid or applicable, or we can say useful for ideal solutions. So, there is a simplifications of this method. Instead of getting variable absorption factor, there is an average or effective absorption factor which is derived by Edmister. They modified the Horton-Franklin equations with average or effective absorption factor. So, for absorber, the earlier equations will be y n p plus 1 dash minus y 1 dash by y n p plus 1 would be equal to 1 minus L naught x naught dash divided by n a dash g n p plus 1 y n p dash plus 1 into a e n p plus 1 minus a e divided by a e n p plus 1 minus 1, where a dash is the a n p a 1 plus 1 divided by a n p plus 1, and a e the average absorption factor which is equal to a n p into 1 plus 1 plus 0.25 to the power 0.5 minus 0.5. The similar equations was derived for the stripping sections. So, these equations can be used easily with the average absorption or stripping factor. Thank you.